Hello, and thank you for joining the Association for New Canadians Black Voices Collective in celebrating Multiculturalism Month 2021. I'm Barb Walsh, the manager of Wrap and Settlement Services for the Association for New Canadians, and also a member of Black Voices Collective. I'll be your host for this virtual event. A few months ago, the Association for New Canadians started Black Voices Collective through a donation from Black Lives Matter NL. Even a year into the pandemic, we will not stop from observing Multiculturalism Month. And I'd like to give a shout out to our diverse community. Today, we will specifically share stories of Black newcomers and immigrants to the province. March 21st is the International Day for Elimination of Racial Discrimination and coincides with Multiculturalism Month. Multiculturalism Month celebrates our province's rich history of cultures and welcoming communities. Celebrating diversity honors both the individuals and cultures. It strengthens our sense of community and ensures that individuals feel a sense of belonging in Newfoundland and Labrador. This year, we have witnessed the inequalities faced by Black people in North America. Progress isn't linear, but it's still happening. Today, the ANC's Black Voices Collective introduces you to some of the people from the Black community here in St. John's, each of them in their own way having a reason to celebrate Multiculturalism Month. First, we will hear from Grace Okwera. Originally from Uganda, Grace Okwera can still remember the uncertainty of touching down in St. John's Airport with her family, including a toddler and a 5-year-old in tow. When Grace arrived in 1993, she was helped by the Association for New Canadians and now is an instructor with the organization. Grace still experiences those first few days in Newfoundland and Labrador as she works with other new arrivals as an instructor with the ANC, all of which she has done over this time with a smile and an absolute positive attitude.
My name is Grace Okwera, and I'm originally from Uganda in East Africa. We came to Canada. My family and I immigrated to Canada in 1993, and we came as landed immigrants. I've been here, I've lived in Newfoundland since immigrating, which is nearly 28 years. Oh, I love Newfoundland and Labrador very much because there's a lot of friendliness and a lot of warmth in terms of in the people. I've been working at the Association for New Canadians for the past 20 years. I teach English as a second language to our newcomers to Canada, and I'm also the team lead at our language school. And so I support our teaching staff with practicing what is called portfolio benchmark language assessment, which is kind of an initiative from Immigration Canada to kind of ensure that we have portfolios for each of our learners, and in that way it's kind of a method of maybe a way of accountability and how to track their performances. And I'm also, I maybe try to behave as a mentor to my students, and I'm a mother of 3. Having immigrated to Canada in 1993, I did indeed face a few challenges integrating into the society, both as a woman of color and as a single mother. The other maybe challenge I maybe recall is that getting adjusted to the climate. It was a bit of a struggle for my children and I. It was kind of once I started working, it was kind of sometimes a bit of a struggle trying to get off from work, pick up my older children from their after-school programs, and then go and take my younger one from the daycare, and then we'd walk on home. So indeed, I soon realized that it was essential maybe to have a form of transportation, a vehicle, in order to be able to do move around the city more efficiently. And of course, that is which is of course definitely an expense and a very expensive endeavor for many new immigrants. The other challenge maybe I could also think of is at the time there was still maybe a fair bit of lack of diversity. I still, maybe I've mentioned this a few times to friends and all, I still recall kind of memories of when I'm sitting in the bus and then I see kind of another person of color walking down the street, and it would feel very novel. It was not a very common thing then. Like the faces that you'd see, most times you'd rarely see another face of color. So I still recall that. And diversity, and now of course we have come a long way. We have made great strides in trying to understand different cultures, but the lack of it then made kind of for a fairly steep learning curve for me. And when it came to even adapting other people's different cultural perspectives and customs. And maybe that is why I do feel actually very grateful to be where I am now in terms of working at the Association for New Canadians, because the Association for New Canadians is actually what I'd maybe consider a great landing pad for new immigrants, since it's an organization that embraces the core values of integration and supports newcomers through their journey.
Up next, we have Chris Mendez. Chris Mendez was born in Jamaica, and Chris always had a knack for building things and tinkering around with electronics. He knew he always wanted to be an automotive technician. And one day he saw a newspaper ad for the College of North Atlantic recruiting students who were interested in heavy-duty mechanic. A few friends talked him into applying, and he has never looked back. Chris arrived in the province in 2010. Now he owns and operates CJ's Auto Repair Shop on Brookfield Road in St. John's.
My name is Christopher Mendez. I'm the owner and operator of CJ Auto Repairs at 217 Brookfield Road. Well, I'm here in Newfoundland now 11 years, and there was an ad in the paper back home in Jamaica that the College of the North Atlantic is seeking students who are interested in truck and transport and heavy-duty technician. So I decided to just give it a shot, come here and see what it's like. Well, I came here in the winter. It was on January 21st. So it was very cold, harsh weather at that time too. I learned to tolerate, to cope with it. Well, it was a dream of mine from a long time. When I get into it and I realized that I really like it, and I did a lot for my previous company that I worked for. So I said probably I can do it for myself, right? And being my own boss, I can do things a little bit different. challenges wasn't that great. It was more of fear. I mean, investing so much money in to get started, and then with the global pandemic, I thought I was gonna shut down, but I get a relief when they said that garages are essential service. But the challenges were, I mean, things were very slow getting started because I was trying since November 2019 and only get things up and running in 2020 in May. So I got some issues with motor vehicle registration to get my inspection done and a permit from the city of St. John's and all that. So that was more of a fear and a little bit of challenge, more fear, like getting started, new company. Where am I gonna get customer from? This is new, people like to take their car to one garage, their favorite mechanic. So it was really a great fear. Well, it's general automotive repair is not limited to anything because I realized that it was a very competitive industry because almost every corner there's an auto shop. So what I decided to do to make my shop a little bit different is do everything. So we're not specializing in anything. We do exhaust, like some shop only specialize in exhaust repair. But here we do everything, ECU, programming, coding and all that stuff. So you have some of those shops who might change an engine or a transmission and send their vehicle here to get programmed. So and that's what keeps me going. My plan is to expand in the near future as well. So a bit of help would be great.
Up next, we've got Julius Joseph Paré, a singer, songwriter, originally from South Sudan. Along with his brother, they perform as the band Shine Light Music. The brothers arrived in Canada in 2019 and weren't long locking down a manager. The duo had a following in their homeland and hoped to create a similar following with Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, since that's what they call themselves now.
My name is Julius, as you said, and I started music 2008 when I was young, really young, and back in the days I started going to church and I was Sunday school, and that's when I started developing my career slowly, and I did so many songs, so many performances, including competition back home. From 2008 up to 2013, that's when now I moved to Kenya when war broke out in my country. Then from there, we stayed in Kenya 2013 up to 2020, now 2019 is when now we moved from there to St. John. Not much challenges, but to my music, the only challenge that I face small is just like most of the friends that I want to work with, like to work with on my music. For example, if I want to do a music video, and I want to include some of my new friends into it, they feel a little bit shy and kind of thing, but they're really good friends and they're good in making friendship and things like that. But when it comes to music video in particular, so people are a little bit having questions in their head before doing a video with somebody like me, and that's the only challenge that I faced so far. But the rest of the thing is really good. Yeah, the title of my album is Wake Up. I came up with that name because I thought, like, when I was doing the entire album, so I thought like all the songs that I have in the album, it is motivational songs. All of it, be it for love, be it for challenges, be it for anything, or my life history, or what I've gone through. So all of it is a wake up call. like wake up songs. When you listen to it, you first of all feel motivated. Second of all, your mood gonna change. If you're in a certain situation, it will relate to you, and that's why I made that song. It's a song of songs of hope, and that's why I just find the title of the album and make it wake up, because all the songs are motivational.
Jesus, Almighty Father, is our Savior, is our protector. If you're sick, come to Him, He will heal you. Make Jesus your destiny in your life.
Jesus, you are my way. You are the song, you are the Lord, I need you. Jesus, you are my way. You are the song, you are the Lord, I need you. Jesus, you are my way. You are the song, you are the Lord, I need you. Jesus, you are my way. You are the song, you are the Lord, I need you.
Yeah, the advice I could give is they have to stay focused, one, and also they have to keep working hard, making practice every day, because here in St. John's, it is really a best place for any upcoming artists who really want to do music, because the society, they're ready to support you in any way that it takes to see you there to take your talent to the next level. What I would say is let them stay focused and also be patient. What you're looking for, like, just say yes. If you wanna be like me, big a selfie. If you wanna be like me,
Just say yes.
yeah.
Just say yes. Ana bisilale, mamata ki babata ki. Believe yourself what the people say. Whatever one they want to say. If I go to the club, they have to say. If I talk to my fans, they have to say. If I release a song, they have to say. If I talk to my girl, she have to say. She have to say.
What you're looking for, you will get it. Just say yes. What you're fighting for, you will win it. Just say yes. What you're looking for, you will get it. Just say yes. What you're fighting for, you will win it. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Yeah, if you wanna be like me, bigger selfie. If you wanna be like me, bigger selfie. Hey, kick it harder, be like your mother. If you sleep is better, nobody will bother. Remember it's the other. Shake what your mama gave you, my brother. Never give a young mama on your hand. There's power to cross any border. Your body language, it speaks louder. If they cut your legs, move with your hands. Nobody can smile with a mouth, my brother. It only start with only you. Don't let it down. It only start with only you. Don't let it down. In your eyes as a warrior, play all area. The end you a hero, always move like a hero. From 0 to kilo, just say yeah, yeah. What you're looking for, you will get it. Just say yes. What you're fighting for, you will win it. Just say yes.
Up next, we have Tendai Madunge. Originally from Zimbabwe, he is a dancer, videographer, instructor, and a promoter based in St. John's. He first fell in love with bachata and kizomba in Vancouver. Since the summer of 2016, Tendai has been offering dance workshops with his company, Jabula Entertainment, teaching participants choreographed performances. In Zulu, Jabula means happiness, and Tendai said this is his way of sharing happiness and making the impact in the community in Newfoundland and Labrador.
So I moved to Canada in 2012 to do my engineering degree at Memorial University. And as part of the engineering degree, you get opportunities to travel for work placements. So one of my work placements in 2014 was in Vancouver. So this was the first time being somewhere by myself without any like local community that you know. Like when you come to the university, you're in a new place, but you're in a bubble for the school. So there's still a lot of people that you know. But when I went to Vancouver, that was my first time being somewhere by myself. So funny enough, it was no snow, it was in the winter, but I hated the place because I felt like I'm in an island. So when I was just trying a few things, and that's when I saw people doing the Latin dancing for the first time. And I thought I should be able to do this. And I tried to dance, but I ended up stepping on someone. So after I stepped on someone, I couldn't. So for that night, I realized, no, I need to really take classes to develop in this. So like one thing led to the other. Then I came back here. So then I went to Montreal around 2016. 2016, that's the first time I saw it at a higher standard. But because I liked it so much, my initial plan was that maybe I would go to Montreal every 3-4 months to enjoy it. That's when I realized this plan is not sustainable. That's when I realized the only way out of this is to start something here. So initially the goal when I started like my company was just to have a place for people to dance, for people to enjoy. But one thing led to the other. We started doing more events, and because I started to take it more serious, like started getting better, started doing performances, and more people started seeing it. And up to today, like I'm recognized as one of the top dancers here in St. John's. So the main big thing, like where it's already like a small community, and some people might be a bit afraid, or some people might be finding it a bit a different experience. But when you do something like this, like Black History Month, and you get people who have contributed to our society, whether they're mostly the Black people who have contributed to our society, when you bring them to the spotlight, it also serves as an inspiration for other people that are still just finding their feet in the province and trying to see whether this place is for them. It just helps it to make it more welcoming for them. So the biggest challenge, this one failure happens to everyone, regardless of your culture. So when you come here, it's a different society. People tend to have not necessarily different expectations, but people have different ways of doing things. So when you come into a new environment, be it myself, you'll be seeing things that you may not have seen before, or people may be communicating in a different way. So the challenge is always trying to find yourself through all this, to say like, to sort of understand like what is your why, what motivates you. So that's always the biggest challenge. It's more like an identity crisis. So Jabula itself, it's a word in Zulu. Zulu is from South Africa, but some people from Zulu came to Zimbabwe and they became Ndebele. So in Zimbabwe you'd have Ndebele and Shona. So Ndebele, Zulu is a word for Zulu. Jabula is a word from Zulu and Ndebele. So what it means is happiness. So dancing is supposed to make people happy. It's supposed to bring joy to people. So the biggest advice I would give, even to myself, like now I look back, I could have started this, like I only started dancing when I was 22. So it's almost like I set limits for myself in my mind. But you don't want to do that. Because the world is changing. Things that were popular be it yesterday, they may not be popular tomorrow. And you have to you don't necessarily have to learn everything, but you lose nothing by just investing in yourself, trying to gain a few different skills. You never know what you could stand out. So the first thing is always not to set limits for yourself in your mind. And be it, many people will try to tell you things, but at the end of the day, you're your best coach. You know yourself best. You know what motivates you. So regardless of what people tell you, what people are telling you, like people used to say it, like let's say the dancing that I do, especially in Newfoundland here, you see more ladies dancing and you don't see as many male dancers. So people are always saying like dancing is not for guys. So if I had listened to that advice, I wouldn't be knowing. But it's almost like you don't want to set limits for yourself, and regardless of what people will tell you or what direction they try to push you, at the end of the day, you know what really makes you happy. And
I hope you enjoyed today's virtual video presentation celebrating multiculturalism in Newfoundland and Labrador. Now, you might be asking the question, but I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally not from this province. I moved here in 2019 with my husband, who is a Newfoundlander. For me, being Black in Newfoundland and Labrador was initially a bit of a culture shock, but it's a culture that I have grown to love, and I couldn't have felt more welcome. Newfoundlanders and Labradorians are the kindest people you'll ever meet. Increasing diversity and celebrating multiculturalism is one of the greatest gifts you can give. I look forward to a future celebrations in an increasingly multicultural province. I want to send a special thanks out to everyone who made this virtual event possible. Thank you from the support from our directors, staff, volunteers, and newcomers. And of course, our funders, Black Lives and Black Lives Matter NL. Thank you for hanging out with us today to celebrate and honor multiculturalism. Thank you.